Hi guys, hope you're all doing well today. So what we're going to do today is go through, and this is part of my series that I'm doing on, I have a couple of friends out here who have not made journals. And I thought, well, I've done enough. I can probably teach a few things. I've learned what to do, what not to do, what I like, what I don't like, how to buy stuff cheap, how to use stuff maybe in a different way, different things to use. That you're always learning, and there's always so much more to this. Okay, so this is how I do it. This is my gig. Don't if you find anything helpful, that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, alrighty. So one problem that we have with journals that I always try to address is the width, because if you do a very big journal, or like notebook paper that's vertical, right, that's vertical, you only have 4 inches width, right, and that's kind of narrow for some journals, right? So if you can find landscape options, that's great, right? So that's what it feels like I'm always fighting to find something landscape, okay? And there are a few options out there, and I will show you. For example, this came from the Dollar Tree, and can you see how it's sewn? So you can, now I know this is a little small because I've already dissected the big ones, but you can undo that stitching, and then you've got double pages for a signature, okay? And these come bigger, and these are perfect, okay? This solves all your problems, and you can get these at the Dollar Tree. I think this was a 2-pack of like this one and this one at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so that's cool, huh? So you can disassemble journals. Also from these are Carpe Diem. I had these, and of course I'm saving the covers, right? But and this could be a cover of a journal, right? Instead of doing an envelope or something, this could be your cover. But then you've got a perfect width for a journal, because it opens up too, and I will show you. And I have got so much stuff. It's going to be a pile. Okay, like this little TN, which I think is a fabulous bargain. I can't find one. My sister didn't have any. I couldn't find any that I liked for her. One of them, it was cute, but it was upside down. And then they put this big honking sticker on the back, and I just didn't think I could clean it up enough. So I made her one. But these are double width too. Let's see what they are. Yeah, and this is stitched. And this TN came with 2 inserts for $1.25. So that's cheap, right? So then there you've got perfect width for a journal too, right? I'm gonna try to go fast here. Let's see. This, my daughter bought me these from the Dollar Tree, and they're really cute. Look how pretty. And they are fun, and they are stapled. Now these attachments, however they're attached, you can take them apart, you can disassemble them, you can rip out the stitches and staples, and it won't show. I don't think, I'm being honest here, but I don't think it has ever caught my eye, a stitch line or staples being removed from a journal, from a notebook, and then put in a journal, and then you've got these holes where this was. I truly don't think that has ever caught my eye or made me cringe or anything, okay? So it's fine. And if it makes you cringe, just run washi down it, or something, okay? Or run a stitch down it, okay? But these are fun. Maybe I'm not big into animal prints, but you know, some of these are all the same. The other one's different. But whenever you make journals, you can't go, now of course we don't want to make ugly stuff, but you can't only go by what you like. There are lots of people that love animal print, and they would squeal in delight if they saw this page in their journal. Okay? So you can't always go by, hoard what you love for yourself, but then you can still use what's not your favorite, right? So this, I'm not hoarding this for myself. I will use this in a journal, and that's bigger than you need, okay? Because this is, you know, journals are what, 5-6 inches wide? You know, normally-ish 5 by 8, and this is 7 inches wide. That's pretty big. Okay, there's one. Let me see this one. This one has different stuff. Look how pretty. It says Dreamer, but these are the flat pages. Oh, this one looks like I already tried. It looks like I already took it out of the cover. We've got more animal print. Stay Wild. Oh, here, Believe. Stay Wild. Oh, that's cute. Crowns and hearts and stuff, right? And we got rainbows and stars. See how pretty? Weekend. And, you know, some of this you might not use or you might not like. Like that page, I would trim off the Weekend, because I don't know what journal I would ever do that had anything to do with Weekend, right? But it's oversized for a journal. So check these out. These are super fun. Okay. Love that. Also, another thing is these composition notebooks are stitched. So they make perfect journal pages. And it also comes in half size and mini size. Look, I still have the stitching in that. I didn't even tear it out. But these composition notebooks are one of your best sources for nice paper that's wide enough for a landscape journal, right? Okay? Because normally when you get notebook paper, it's only half of it, you know? Or it's not wide enough. But graph paper is great. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it anywhere. I also have it in 1 inch by 1 inch squares, so that's fun. And then, of course, save your cardboard. You'll need it well, you might need it for other things. But that is a nice, good size, because that would be 5.5 by 8.5 folded, which is plenty big for a journal, right? Okay. You can also do just a plain piece of paper. Or this is a nicer weight, lightweight cardstock. But you know, you can do that and then run washi along it, stitch around it, add a pocket, put a stamp, you know, stickers, stencils. You know, you can do a lot with plain paper. So, me and Mindy have so much. This is cardstock. This is cardstock. More cardstock. Cardstock. I have all this cardstock. Like this paper, I love it. I got a whole ream of it. It's buff. And it was 11 by 17. So then you can fold, you know, in like that. And I'm going to show all this in a journal application. So, you know, then you've got a built-in tuck spot if it's bigger. Something I like to incorporate, I don't know how other people feel about it. I've never had negative feedback on it, but I love elementary paper. It's fun, and it's cheap, and it's landscape, so it's wide enough for a journal. So I just think it's a fun addition, and I have it in red and blue and blue. If you haven't watched my Amazon warehouse video, you might want to. I have 500 sheets of all of this for pennies, okay? Like this buff paper, this ream of 11 by 17, which is double letter size. So 500 sheets of this is really like 1,000 sheets of letter. This was 60 cents. Okay, so if you don't know about Amazon warehouse, I suggest you look up that video. But as I said in another video, okay, I have 500 sheets of each of these, and that's a lot of elementary paper, versus buying a notebook at the Dollar Tree for, you know, $1.25, and you have like 40 sheets, and that's enough. That's enough to do to get you by for several journals, right? Because you only use a couple, you know, 4, 6, 8 pages each, so that's several journals. This letter paper, I like it because it doesn't have holes. You know, most notebooks have the 3-ring holes going down the side, but I have reams of all of this. And this one, these two don't have the margin line either. So, I mean, that's perfect for a journal, but it's not very wide. So you'll just have shorter pages. And that's okay to have some of them shorter, right? Here's more graph paper. This is, let's see if this camera shows it. It's resume paper. It's, you know, got that speckle thing going on. Here's just yellow. Here's gray. And again, you can use a plain piece of paper and just, or put nothing on it. Put a plain piece of paper. I put some in my envelope journals. Here's ivory. Here's like a pretty tan. Here's hot pink. Looky here. Bright red, coral, yellow, blue. This is new tan cardstock I got. I love it. Ivory, more ivory, pink, salmon, green. This is, it was called like kids art paper or something. It's just a it's like 9 by 12. But I put this in my envelope journals too, and I love the texture of it. Let's see if it's showing you the texture. I don't know why my screen looks like that. My computer screen looks like mini blinds going through it. It's just, I guess it's just, let's see, can we see the texture on that? And the ream of this was like 5 inches thick. And I always say, my sister, I have a twin sister, and I always set aside part of what I have to share with her. And that day we were going through a whole stack of paper to share with her, and this was her favorite because it's darker than it looks. I've got the brightness turned up on here. It's a lovely golden color, and it's nice texture. It's nice weight. It's just nice. And I did use it in the envelope journals just as a plain page. And it feels and looks so nice. It just adds texture. And it doesn't feel like a plain piece of paper. It feels like more than that, okay? These are legal size. So then again, you've got flip-ins, right? So that's fun. And I've got that in several colors, all right? So those are a lot of my papers. And like I said, I have a ream of each down in the cupboard. And I don't think I showed it in my craft room tour. So we're going to go through this quick. We've got resume, elementary, no lines or holes, margin but no holes. And that folds in there. I don't like that. I'll have to figure that out. Buff, that nice weight. And then we've just got cardstock, and I think that's all in here. So I already showed you most everything in here. And I keep this by me just to have a sampling of my papers handy. We're getting stacked up. Then this, I have a lot of things in it. Okay, this is that short composition notebook I showed you, and that's a fun addition. You know, all your pages don't have to be the same. Here is a steno. This is another type of composition notebook. Look, I didn't realize what I was doing when I disassembled it, but I cut it apart. I cut it too much. But that's fine, I'll still use it. But that's nice to have half plain and half line. You know, that's a fun addition, why not, right? And then I don't need to take these out and show you. I can just show you, because we got a lot to get through. I don't want to take too long. These are those notebooks I disassembled. This one has a nice gray line. Here's another one I disassembled, and look, some of it didn't work, but some of it did, right? This is one of those Carpe Diem. It's got, okay, I'll pull one out and show you what I'm talking about here. Those covers I showed you. This is another Carpe Diem one. And see, that's a nice journal size, right? And let's see what these are. 5 by 8 1/4. So, I mean, that's about how big a journal would be, right? So, we've got that. This is nicer weight notebook paper that I got gifted to me. These are composition notebooks that I was saying if you disassemble them. See how wide that is? This solves your problem because you don't want, you know, 4-inch pages in a big journal. So, you know, you don't want all your pages short and stumpy. So I think it's good to have bigger paper. I love it. And more cardstock, and then you can just use, like, this looks like some kind of resume paper. See? It just has that textured look. It looks more textured than it is. And here it's in yellow too. See? And that, you could put a plain piece of paper in. You don't need to, in some journals I just made, all I did was put in one of those, and I'll show you something. I just did this on the bottom. You know, and then that doesn't look, it's got enough character, and then give it a little, you know, give it a little something, and that doesn't look like a plain piece of paper anymore. So you can't, it doesn't take much to get by with using a you don't have to print on everything, and you don't have to, okay? You can just do that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? And you got to give them room to write. Or you can collage on it or something if you don't like it. Let's see what this is. Oh, look here. This is marble. You know, I got that from Melody. I think I've used most of it already. So that's another sampling. Got one more to show you, because this is some Dollar Tree stuff too, and some cheap stuff that me and Mindy got. My twin sister Melinda Davis, I call her Mindy. Here's stationery. This is all just stationery stuff. But I got these from Melody. And they're certificate things, but, you know, why couldn't you put that in a journal? Look how pretty. You know? I think it's great. And I have done it. Got those. I got a set of envelopes that came with 2 note pages, or 2, it was stationery, and it came with 2 pages each envelope. But then I think those envelopes only need 1 piece of paper, and then I've got all this paper. Okay, here, look at this. It's like craft with lace edging. I've used that in a journal. Pretty. You know, you can buy all these things. Let's say you don't want this sideways. Well, then this, I would cut that page in half and use it twice. Right? Look how pretty. This, maybe it's too big for your journal. You know, maybe your journal's not that tall, or you, whatever. Okay, so then this is nice, because a lot of times when you fold stuff like I'm getting ready to show you, you end up with something upside down, but it doesn't look like this has an upside down, right? So let's say you're going to fold that like that, and then that is in your journal as a page. And it's okay if it's more narrow. It doesn't all have to be the same size. I like a variation of sizes. But looky there. And then you've got little tucks. Cute. That's gorgeous, right? And we don't even have to do anything. And this is Dollar Tree stuff. You know, you can get, I don't know, 30, 40 sheets of this at the Dollar Tree, right? Here's pretty, pretty. Now that needs an up. I'd have to cut it in half and maybe run washi along the edge, or just cut it with decorative scissors or something. Let's see. And that's all. Okay, let me put this back because I'm piled up here. So, how are we doing on ideas so far? Now this is going to be more than pages, because it's going to be some insert stuff too. Anything you turn like a page. How about that? Alrighty. So, and I will show you a couple of journals in a minute with some of these ideas in it. You can use, I'm not going to fold it, I'm just going to show you. Okay? You can fold that, and then like it would be, this would be your spine, and then you cut this out, or cut the top. You could, what I was going to do yesterday, but I couldn't. You know, you could, on the inside, well, okay, we're going to say that's about the, you know, you could cut it like that, right, on the inside. I'll go ahead and show you what I have to cover this. I have done it on envelopes before, and I bought these on Warehouse, and they are, I have craft and white, and what they are is just shipping labels. And this is a 50 pack of craft labels. Looky there. Isn't that gorgeous? And you can print anything on these, or nothing. And then that is just a big sticker. It's a big shipping sticker, half sheet. So you could, if you didn't want just a plain white thing, right? What I did to cover an envelope on the white ones, okay, this is the same thing but white. And I got these on Warehouse. And these are a little smaller. You just have to check your margins when you're designing and print, right? And then what I did was I put these on here. I scanned an image in of paper that I got. Oh, it's upside down. I scanned an image of paper that I got, and then I just printed it on these shipping labels. And these are thicker. They're like, they're not transparent. Can you see you can barely see there's a gray thing a grayness going on to that, right? So these are more opaque. So I scanned this piece of scrapbook paper that I liked, and I added this edge to it, and then of course I measured my envelope, and then I just trimmed it down, and then just put it like, okay, let's say this envelope's, it was 2 envelopes, you know, so then I just covered the outside of the envelope with that, right? Cool. So you can get away with a lot with just a plain envelope, just as an insert, and then you can cover it with something pretty like that. Cool. Or you don't have to do all that. I'm just giving you another idea of what I did for a cover. Now this craft wouldn't need anything. Isn't that gorgeous? This craft wouldn't need anything. Okay, let's add to the pile. So we have these 6x9 mailers. My sister got me, you can use that, and right there's your spine, you know, and then you've got more flip outs, right? You can use gift bags, treat bags. You get these at the Dollar Tree, and every pattern there. Party sections, a party for journalers too. And what I did with this one, which it wasn't easy, but I folded it in. I just started, and I'm not going to put y'all through all that, but you just start and you work your way around and you just fold it in, and I'll show you that. Then, so these are all insert ideas. Look at this. You can use 2 cards just like you would for an envelope journal. I got these, I think, at Ben's Bargain Center, and they're the most prettiest coral color. Isn't that just the, you can't, I don't think this color shows like, so you can just assemble these like you would for an envelope journal, and then it comes with cards. Look how pretty those cards are. They're just a lighter peach. If you ever find anything that's pretty, buy them all. Okay, I only bought one, and it was probably a box of 24 maybe, and I'm about halfway through. But if you ever find anything that pretty, you just need to buy, you need to buy an extra one. Something I love this much, I wish I had a lifetime supply. And I've used it a lot, but I'm going to start hoarding it soon. Okay. Looky here. I had this idea. Maybe you can make, these were $1 on Amazon Warehouse. But they're CD envelopes. And you could, you know, they do, you know, things with transparent windows on stuff, right? So you could attach these. Right? And have fun with that. And of course you would attach that, or you would have to trim that or something, right? Or one of them you would fold in maybe. Nope. Okay, well, you'd have to trim these around the window. But isn't that great? So I have a lot of those. I did buy these for die storage, but then I changed my mind. So I have a whole bunch that I need to use. Of course, paper bags. There are videos after video of making a paper bag journal. But you can also just make this an insert, and then, you know, like make that a pocket, and that a pocket. You know, you can do lots and lots with this, right? Okay. Wallpaper. Let's see. I wrote notes on a lot of stuff. Wallpaper and borders. Okay, my sister gave me a bunch of wallpaper samples. Now, of course, that's a little crude, but maybe not. You know, maybe you want to cover it up with something or do something, or, you know, like do this. Cover it with one side or something. And then, or maybe make, looky here. Make a folder. Something, right? But you can do a lot with wallpaper. You can make it a page. You can cover this with paper or craft paper. You could just cover that with craft paper, and that'd be gorgeous, wouldn't it? You can also buy, like at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General, rolls of wallpaper border for $1, right? A couple dollars. Wallpaper border's cheap. Okay? We're going fast here. You know, file folders in colors. You can, I got glue on that one. No, glue string maybe. I must have used it for something. This is like, I can't tell if it's gray or purple. But you know, you could fold that up, you could fold it in, you could fold it up and in, you could do lots and lots and just make it an insert or a wraparound for your signature, okay? This is a little heavier duty. I don't think I'd do it with this one. But file folders you can use just as an insert, okay? And plain manila ones too. And then just cover them, stamp on them, stencil them, right? Tracing paper. This was about $3. And it's only 40 sheets. And I will show you in a second. This prints beautifully. And I love the crinkle. And it's transparent. And I just love it. I've used it on lots of journals. And I really, really, really like it. Okay? And this was like $3 something on Amazon. But I'm sure you can get it everywhere. Okay, here. This is free. Love free stuff, right? If you pay attention to your Amazon packaging. Now this is double. Okay, there's one side and this is the other. If this was stretched out, it's like 3 feet long, right? This is their packaging, and it has a score line so that you can just zigzag it and accordion fold it. See? But this is their packaging. And it's wrinkled, and I like it if it's wrinkled. If it's smooth, I like that too. And I've used this a lot, and this is great. And you can see I just tore it. This is fun if you might want to see, it just tears. But you might want to, I might have messed up folding this. If I had a do-over, I'd lay it flat or roll it up or something. But let me show you something cool. I have this tear ruler that helps give it a nice edge. That's fun. Or you don't even need a tear ruler. Just a good cork back. I like cork back. But you know, for your paper too, you can just tear it. You don't have to always cut it. And see, doesn't that add some interest? If you don't need the whole jaggedy edge, you know, this is just simply torn with, let me try to get it over the white so you can see. You know, that doesn't have as much character as using the tear ruler. Okay? So that's another tip. Just tear your paper. Especially something like craft. I think that's cool. my daughter got this, and then I got to thinking you could use, this is a blank newsprint. So it's just newspaper that's not printed on yet. Okay, so that's fun. That's also it tears nicely, and it's a fun layering element too. But then I got to thinking, so in newsprint, we're talking newspaper here. Why couldn't you use newspaper? Why couldn't you use the funnies? You know, that'd be great. A great insert, or a great page is the funnies, right? So that is very, very cool. Look here. My daughter got this on clearance at Walmart for $1. And like I said, this is what I would do next time. Right now, I have an entire cupboard ridiculously full of paper. I have a million, let's see, 5. I probably have 20,000 pieces of paper. Because each ream has 500 sheets. Okay. So this is nice 24-pound weight. It was $1. And it was originally, get this, $9.47. And it's just resume paper. Now this doesn't have the speckles. It's just ivory. Nice weight. If you've ever gone with nicer weight paper, you kind of hate the 20-pound after this. 24-pound is where it's at. Okay? And this was only $1. And how many journals could you do with 100 sheets of paper? Right? So that's cool. Are we having fun yet? Let's see. Coloring pages. These are what I keep saying. I get, and I just write on the corner, and then I just thumb through them on the shelf. But these folders, I got them, and they always have them on Warehouse, and they were like $2 or $3 for a box of 25. And then I use them to sort papers like this. So that's really handy. I love them. Coloring page. That's a fun insert. Maybe do it on the top of the signature so you can see the whole thing when you open it, right? And then we've got other coloring pages. Now these are all portrait. You all know what I mean by portrait and landscape. Everybody knows that already. That if you're thinking of artwork, portraits that way and landscapes that way. So this would be a good landscape one. Look how pretty. That's gonna be my. I'm gonna keep that out. I'm gonna make a. I've got a friend and she loves the doodles, and I've got her challenged to do a doodle, and she's got me challenged to do a mandala, and I'm keeping that out. So coloring pages are fun. If you find ones that are landscape, like, nope, see that side's portrait and that side's weird. But when you're looking through them, like this one, try to find ones that are landscape instead of bird. And these are a really nice weight too. Dollar Tree has lots of coloring books. Okay. Doilies. Dollar Tree has lots of doilies. Have you seen the videos now where you can make your own? That looks fun. You just punch it. You just fold it up in, 6 or 8 pieces, like a pizza pie. And then you just start punching and then unfold it and you've got a doily. So that's cool. But I've got these in all sizes. These are cheap on Ally and I love them. They're so cute. They do have, they're not neatly trimmed when you can see that. Yeah, let me get it over the black. You do have to clean them up. I've got a dab of glue on there. You do have to clean them up when you use them. Let's see. Like there and there. They're not perfect. Well, there they did clean it up, but they chopped it off. So you might have to clean them up. But who's looking that close? You know, if they're looking that close, then, you know, tell them to give it a try. You know, what would you do? Not use these? You know, because I don't know. I don't know what people do, but I'm okay with it. You know, nothing's perfect. So both of these come from the Dollar Tree. 32 is a lot. And you can see I'm nowhere near a package. And then they have an assortment too, that it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4 sizes, 4 or 5 sizes, I guess. So you use that. Look here. I don't like sideways pages. Okay? I don't like sideways book pages. I can't. I don't know. It's my OCD. I probably need to get over it, but that's just how it is. And I doubt I'll get over it. And I don't really need to get over it. I'm working around it. So let's say you're new to journal making. Let's say you like book pages. Look at this one. It's all aged around the edge. Can you tell? No, you can't. Yeah, you can, maybe a little bit. But this is a lovely book, Tom Sawyer. Look at the nice big font. Okay, the pictures we don't need. So I tore these out and just glued it together. I ran a bead of glue. We're on my glue book, right? I ran a bead of glue down it, then I ran a glue stick down it, then I stuck them together. And that you can fold now. And that is a perfect, if you don't have a book you can deconstruct to give you the double width pages, you can attach them. Okay, I wouldn't sew it because sewing does add bulk. You know, dependent, let's say you think you're good and me and my sister have both done it. You assemble, you get all your stuff together, you make your cover, you make your inserts, then you sew it, and then it's too big for your cover. Sewing adds bulk. Okay, so I'd be careful with your cover thickness and or sewing. Sew first. Do your cover last. You could sew this, but that would add bulk right in the spine. And this is, you know, aged thin paper. It might pry on it and pull it. So I'd be careful with sewing. And I don't think it needs it. Like I said, the stuff right in the center of the spine, like the stitch marks or staples and stuff, they don't bother me. They haven't ever caught my eye. And this would be an excellent guide if you're new to journal making. Say, I don't know where to put stuff, I don't know what to do. Okay, well, you've got these. Okay, cover up the pictures and leave the words. You know, put a pocket, a big pocket over there. Put a picture over it. Put a big cut apart over it. Cover that up. Okay, then that would be a good. Maybe you want to cover up Tom Sawyer. But look at the pretty stuff on this page, and the aged, and the picture's horrible. So I think you might like the picture. You might want to make a Tom Sawyer journal, okay? But I'm just saying you could use this for anything if you covered up the pictures, right? But I just think that's a lovely, lovely backdrop. That'd be easy. Covered up with a piece of craft paper. Okay, here. These are, we're almost done. These are, you know, the deli placemats. My sister got a bunch at an online auction. And then both of us somehow, we decided to make folders out of them. So we just folded up. We fold it in half. We fold it back. And I have sewn around this. I have inked around all of this, and it looked gorgeous. And then Mindy did it too. Mindy sews around, which I don't know why I didn't think of that, but Mindy sews around the whole thing first. Then she folds it up. Then she'll fold along, so maybe along the bottom, and then along here, or whatever, you know. So Mindy sews around the whole thing first, then makes a folder, then adds more stitching. And then also I inked around one because I didn't sew. I don't know why. And then Mindy liked it, and she inked around one. Okay, almost done. Folders. I have these. I made a bunch of these, and I use them in my envelope journals. Well, on the envelope journals, I used cardstock, and I did the cardstock on the inside of the cover and the envelope to match. I used green and coral and everything. And I made a bunch of these, and I made them on the Cricut, and I'm going to show you what they've got. Do you see the tab to glue? But I've glued it in, but I haven't glued it up yet. And then all you do is just trim away the middle, or it will buckle. Okay? So it'll lay flat. That's how you make every folder. And I'm showing you another way to do them. Okay, I've made, this is 8.5 by 11. And I've done it two ways. I've scored it two ways, and I'm going to show you something. So I fold it in half, then I fold it up, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches, right? Size of your journal, whatever size you want. Just score it. I'm just going to do one of these. And I'm not even going to glue it. You don't need to glue it. And you can do this with scrapbook paper. You can do this with cardstock. You can do this with file folder. You can do this with anything. But this is how I've been making folders lately, and I like how it's finished. So we are going to cut away. We're going to cut so we don't end up with bulk and lumps and bulging, buckling when it folds. How I do things is I cut away the score line, because your score lines are fold, right? And then if you have any bulk in your fold, it's going to buckle or be lumpy or bumpy or something stupid, right? So just cut away your score line. That's all you got to do. And then for the middle, to get this, you can use your best scissors to make a point, or you can just start at where it's going to fold up, and we're going to cut away our fold so we're right on top of it. And you might see a bit of a gap, but it's better than seeing a buckle, okay? And then you just trim a little bit away. Now see, like I said, you might see a hint where we overcut that, but it still looks better than a buckle. And then what I do, so then now that will fold without buckling, okay? And I haven't trimmed that side. But then what I've been doing is I score it a 1/2 inch. I trim the bottom part off. I cut away the score line. Then I fold this up and fold this over. And then I glue that down. And I just think that looks more, doesn't that look sharp? Doesn't that look neat? I just think that's a pretty sharp looking. So then you don't have raw edges sticking out and stuff, you know, like that. Then this will be finished. Now see how it looks? See how it looks if you don't trim that away? Then you've got all that to deal with. And it doesn't want to lay flat, and it wants to roll and buckle. So you just trim that this piece away. And then it lays perfect. And I think that's pretty neat. Okay, that's how I've been doing folders now. Again, same thing. Let's say your journal is bigger than 4 inches and you want it to be the whole width of the page. Well, then just do it landscape. And then you've got a nice fat folder, right? And you don't need but, I don't know, 2 inch, is that 2 inches? You don't, it's almost, yeah, it's 2 inch pocket. That's big enough to hold something, right? We'll make tuck spots littler than that. Okay, we're coming close. What do we got here? Oh, plain page. All of your books have a plain page inside, and that's a nice weight. And you could, and I said half and smaller, and then you could just tear this out. I'm gonna be sorry. Sometimes it's attached to the first page, or it's attached to the whole thing. Okay. Now, I've boogered that up royally. I can fix it. Feels like a dare. There, we fixed it. Now, that is a nice weight. Got texture, has color, has some aging around the edge. I don't know if you can see the aging. That's texture. Look at the fibers when you tear it with a ruler. I love the fibers of the paper. And you can make that a page. Oh, it even has like a linen thing going on. I don't know if that's showing up. And put that in your stack of papers for your signature, just like it is. That's great. Another thing, here's another one. But this one has a little bit of writing on it, so then that we need to cover that up, or not. But tear it out, fold it in half, or cut it out and fold it in half and stick it in a signature, you know. Maybe you're not into book pages. Maybe you're into, you know, you like the texture of old pages, but you don't want words all over the place. Well, then you've got options. And this is just a little fish book. Also, I haven't done it, but it looks like I just got this for like 30 cents off of Temu. Let's see if you can see. This looks like a bunch of signatures glued together instead of sewn. Do you see it? Oh yeah, this camera is not the best. Okay, yeah, maybe there. Okay? So, if you're feeling really, really brave, let me pull that back a little bit and see if I can show more. If you're feeling really, really like getting all out of hand, you could disassemble something like that. You know, maybe you're at Walmart and it's last year's calendar for a quarter, right? Or on Warehouse, right? So that would give you lined pages, and it would be the full width, you know, of your signature. Yes, here we can see these are signatures, and there is the stitching. And okay, I'll show you. Hold on. Cool beans. There is the stitching. And there is the signature. So have fun taking that apart, and you've got now maybe you don't want all that at the top, and that's okay. That's what journals are, right? You know, using what you got. I don't use, when I say I make journals, and I don't want to offend anybody, you know, God love all of us, right? But I dropped the word junk because I don't use much junk. I'm not good at it. I've made junk journals, only junk journals. My God, they were awful. They were ugly. I don't have the flair to make junk look cool. Okay? I might be able to use a phone book page or something, but like tickets and receipts and cards and playing cards and game pieces, I can't do it. It doesn't turn out. It looks, I don't have that flair to make that cool. So I just say I make journals. I prefer just a theme. I like a theme, a color, you know, a theme. I like a themed journal. That's what I like. So I just dropped the word junk. And for me, I would trim that off right there and have a blank page rather than have random stuff on the top of a page. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I'm not cool enough to make junk journals. Okay, now this is almost an hour. We're going to go quick. I'm going to show you a couple things. This is a journal I made. This is scrapbook paper. You can print just fine on the back of scrapbook paper. Okay? This is some of that dot grid paper from disassembling a journal. These are those envelopes I showed you that are those peach ones. I don't know where they went. That had these cards in them. So I just attached them. That's my mulberry paper I love so much. These are my favorite hearts. And I put an eyelet. I didn't decorate the card. I think that's pretty enough. I put an eyelet and one of those little gourd clips and a charm. And I did a punch out to make room for all of that. I covered the inside with a piece of scrapbook paper because I like outside opening envelopes, because inside it's too hard to cover it up and get to stuff and everything. Like if I'm trying to get this card out on the inside here, I mean, you know, that's too hard. So I just made life easier and decided that all of my envelopes are going to open from the outside or the top or something. Okay? And I'm okay with that. And let's see, I got some flags in here, stuff to show you. This is wrapping paper. And I printed on it just fine. But that is just wrapping paper. Look how cute. You can print on wrapping paper and it works just fine in a journal. Okay? This, okay, cool shape. That's just, I don't know if it was meant to be a page or something, but I just cut it out and put it on the inside pretty. This is the tracing paper I told you about. Love the crinkle. Isn't that neat? Let's see. Here's the other side of our little envelope, peach envelope thing. Let's see what else we got. Oh, treat bags. This is the treat bags I showed you, and then you can see how that's just folded in. And I think that's all on this journal. And there's the other side of the treat bag. That, a decoupage napkin on it. But that's how I use the treat bags. Okay, now I've got one more journal to show you real quick. And this is a beast. This was mine and Mindy's 4th of July journals. We're twins and we were born on 4th of July. Okay, this is, like I said, the paper being legal size is fun because you can do tip outs. This is file folder. You can just make a folder out of file folder. File folder of file folder. How about that? Let's see. Oh, here's Amazon Craft. Let's see. red file folder flip out. So here's a red file folder, and then I just did lots of stuff, right? These are those smaller sheets. I think that's fun. The smaller composition book that I disassembled. This is a cardboard signature. Look at here. It's just cardboard. It's the middle of some heavy-duty file folders that had divided. But I just made it a signature. You can do this with the regular file folder too. Just make it beefy enough and put big stuff in it. And then this is like a flip out book thing. Okay? And then just make it beefy enough and it can be a signature all by itself. Maybe if you do something that's too big to wrap, or you know your signature's already full of paper, you don't want something overwhelming to wrap around, but you like making beefy folio crap, right? I don't know why I said crap, I'm sorry. But you like making all the stuff and you want to stick it somewhere, and maybe not just in a pocket, maybe you want to just make an insert out of it. Okay? Here, smaller pages again. They're cute. They don't come all the way out to the edge. They're too short to be on the top. We just stacked them high and low. Why not? Make it cute. Let's see what else. Coloring page. Tracing paper. Look how cute. It prints just fine. You can see that printed lovely. And it looks great. And it's great. I like tracing paper a lot. Construction like paper. Oh, here, this paper that I was telling you, it just adds texture and it doesn't feel like a plain piece of paper. And look here, I forgot to trim the top of that. I know now's not the time, but it's getting done. I think I did it, I saw it in the video and didn't clean it up then. This neat paper edging I got. Me and Mindy each made twin journals. We each made two, and we opened the others on camera. So it's a twin 4th of July journal thing. So here is another cardboard signature. This could be literally could be the back of a notebook. And then, you know, just to make all the stuff, and you can see I've got 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 3 signatures. Because I just thought the cardboard signatures were fun. Okay, we've got that. Oh, here's another one. No, that's the one I showed you. Let me see the other one. Oh, here. It's got a little file folder in it. It's got a set of tags. I love curly ribbon. And see, I didn't even put anything in that one. I just covered it. Alrighty. So I think we're done. Those are all of my ideas and options for pages. And I think in my first journal I even used bubble wrap. A sheet of bubble wrap, just to be silly. Alright. So those are my options and ideas for paper and anything. And inserts. Pages and inserts. Is that what we're going to call it? Pages and inserts. Anything you turn, flip like a page. Those are all my ideas. Please share your ideas if I haven't covered any of them. Please share your thoughts. I'm doing this series to try to help people, and I need feedback if I'm going to help. Okay? Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.